Hello, my name is Heather and I am making my first ever speed build video, which is really exciting because I've always wanted to. And I've been playing Sims since Sims 1. I had I think it was Live and Large expansion pack and something else as well. Like there was that vibrating bed that was a hit for me. So I've been playing it for like basically most of my life, over half my life. At one point, I was playing it more than I participated in my own actual life. That during the school holidays, I would play it for like 8 hours a day, to the point that in Sunset Valley in Sims 3, I had everybody related to each other, which was like you have to play it for a long time for that to happen. So basically, I am obsessed with The Sims, and I have been for a very long time. And so I thought I would just do a Sims speed build video, because why not? Like, it's good fun. And so I decided in this video, I sat down basically because I was feeling quite anxious this day that I made this. It was over a month ago, and I'm only just recording the voice now. But I decided to just like chill out and make build a house. And I didn't really have many plans when it came into it. I knew that I wanted something to have like a tree in the center of it, like nature being a big part of it, like integrate it into the nature. So that's what I was trying to do here. But that was really hard because I tried to place the tree first and then build the house around it, but so often I would like cut through the tree too much by accident and then just delete the tree, that kind of thing. And so, but then I found that as I was making it, I actually ended up making myself more anxious because I was so aware that I was filming it. And I had to just because I'm a huge perfectionist, so I had to just keep reminding myself, like, it's okay, just play around with it. Like, it's all right. Do what you want. Stop being so stressed out. And so this build isn't the best thing I've ever made, but like it was fun. And I tend to make buildings with a lot of light, like a lot of those really big windows, because I really struggle to differ from anything that isn't just like minimalist black and white kind of stuff. And I think in this build I really did not venture very far from it, but I tried a bit to incorporate like other colours and stuff, which we'll see later on. But here I am just trying to make the skeleton of the house, because I often find myself just falling into making a square house and then making the interior really cool. But I've really been trying to make interesting looking houses and interesting shapes and stuff, because then it's just more interesting to look at. But one thing I do struggle with, and I need to practice more with, is roofs. And you'll see it at the end. Like, I'm not proud of my roofs. They are disgusting. And this one essentially, at least I think so. I made this thing over a month ago. But yeah, we'll see. I really struggle with roofs. And I see the other roofs other people make, other simmers make. And I'm always so confused. Like, how do they make them so nice? They make them look like you would make roofs in real life. Like, I wish I had those kind of skills. Like, I just end up making one massive roof. It just looks ugly. And so in this part, I think I'm just trying to see where the light hits, like in the morning and the evenings, because I mean, for me, let's imagine this is real life. I really love waking up to the sun, but the way this build ended up being is that I don't think there's as much light in the bedroom as I would want it to be. And so I was trying to see how much there would be on either side, also trying to be more realistic, because you wouldn't want these huge gaping windows to be on either side of your house where your neighbours can see right in. I know it's The Sims, and I know it's not real life, but for some reason, those kind of things like stick out to me. Oh, and this part I tried to put a deck on the back, but then, yeah, this is the front actually. Never mind, whoops. Oh yes, so this is me trying to figure out where the entrance would be, because I didn't want it to be like on the ground. I want it to be like all elevated up into the tree more. So yeah, I think at this point I was trying to figure out what kind of style I wanted the outside to be like. And yeah, I loved that door is really cool. But then I was wondering if there'd be too much wood, or like I just didn't know how to like blend it into the doors. Have you ever found that? Like the textures and the doors and the walls and and everything don't really go together. Like, they don't have matching textures for different things, which I find really, really annoying. And like, people might do with it anyway, but I think it's like it's an important element to be able to like match the things together. And I think I watched a little Simsy video on this, actually, all her complaints about Sims 4 build mode, which I thought was really, really hilarious, because I've been thinking those same things for so long. It's just so hard to find, for example, I would like, even though it may sound weird, a door, like a wooden door, that the colour of the wood can match a flooring, because we have so many different, like, I want more things to match between the walls and the doors and the floors and all that stuff, because then it'd make it more seamless. And here I go, making it all white, which I knew that I was going to do, and I really tried not to. But I'll be honest, watching this, I'm going to be as surprised as you as to what it looks like, because I can't remember. I think I haven't had like a chance to actually record this audio yet, like since I made it like over a month ago. And so at this point, I think I was trying to make the stands a lot more sturdier, because what I had before was just, you would never see that on a house this big. Like, it's essentially just like floating in mid-air. And so I tried to make them like sturdier and look more structurally sound, because otherwise we're doing a Minecraft where we like make something in the, like, going up into the air and then deleting the bottom block. If you've ever played Minecraft before, you know what I'm talking about. Lots of floating trees, people who axe the trees and then leave the leaves, and it's just like floating leaves in the air. Ugh, a pet peeve of mine in Minecraft, to be honest. And this is me trying to figure out how I can not make the outside white, because I end up doing that every single time. And I feel like often when you put a texture on the outside of a house, you just need time to get used to it, because I just feel like when you put like a new one on there, and it's like, oh, but if you just left it there for a little bit, you might become used to it. And like, I think part of it is also you get like become like a perfectionist, and that you're like, oh, I don't know about that one. But in reality, if you just like stepped away for a second and looked at it, then it'll be fine. And I also wanted this house to be like quite lit up. Like I said before, I love lighting, like especially natural lighting. Like the entire inner U shape, I'd say, of this house is just those big windows. Oh, even more windows. Yeah, I told you I'm a big fan of windows. I do need to try and figure out how I can change that. Oh, another window. I love those big ones though, with the different shapes. I thought it was so cool. And recently, I can't remember what pack it's from, there's like a whole wall of plants, and so I think if I didn't put it on that wall, I might go back and like put it on later, because I think I found it after I made this build, and so I thought that was really, really cool, because plant walls are really amazing, actually. I really love them. We have some around my university where I live, and yeah, they're really cool. So I honestly don't know what I'm trying to do here. I think at this point I was just like thinking about how, like, you know how often you make houses on Sims and they seem really, really big, but they actually turn out to not be that big? I mean, in my opinion, like, I've never made a full-on mansion before. I think I might do that at some point, but I've seen lots of people who have made mansions, like done mansion builds, and it seems like just so much work. Oh yeah, I really liked the entryway, like the foyer area of this house. I thought it was really, really cute. I've been trying to incorporate more like diagonal walls to make it more interesting looking. And I think I also push out that wall again to make more room for like a kitchen and dining room. Because I honestly just made a skeleton of a house and then had no idea what I was going to do with it, essentially. And I just realised that I'm going to have to listen to my own voice when I'm making this video, which is one of my least favourite things to do. I do not enjoy the sound of my own voice. I feel like, because I'm from New Zealand and we have a very interesting accent, people always, when I was overseas, people would ask me like, oh, like, are you from Australia? And I'm like, no, I'm not. From New Zealand. We can't pronounce the own name of our own country. New Zealand. It's New Zealand. Thank you. Sorry, I'm being such a tramp here. But also, in that little section off the side, I really wanted to add like a little bit of a conservatory-like thing. I think I added at one point, I think I put on a glass roof to that section. But then I'm also hesitant to say that because I think I might have added an office on top of it. But we'll see. Once again, I made this like a month ago. So yeah, I was trying to figure out how to light up the place a little bit. Because I did want it to be like a modernish kind of build surrounded by a tree. And I just realised that at the point where I figured out I couldn't do the tree. I couldn't put the tree there and make the build around it. I had to just like make the build and then put the tree in later. Because otherwise because I was trying to look around my build and I couldn't see because there was a tree in the way. So yeah, we changed our tactics on this one. Oh yeah, and I wanted to really make it like a flowing, it's a weird shaped house. So I really wanted to make like a flowing through a open plan lounge into the dining room and kitchen around the corner. And I struggled a lot with figuring out the floor plan of the bottom and top floors because I ended up making it a 1-bedroom house with a bathroom downstairs and also an ensuite and also an office and a walk-in wardrobe. You know, like I could have made it like 2 bedrooms or even more than that if I really tried, but I just couldn't be bothered, you know. I'm really good at making 1-bedroom houses and just forgetting about anybody else, being selfish. And this is me trying to do the bathroom. And once again, you know, you watched it just then. I added in the same windows. Like, I can't stop myself. I really can't. I just love those floor-to-ceiling windows, which is what ideally I would want in a house in the future. Although that kind of thing is so far off. Oh yeah, I did make it a conservatory with the glass ceiling over that little section. It gets really, really bright. Like, that is the brightest section, obviously, because most of the walls and the ceiling are glass. Yeah, I really liked that. I lived in the countryside when I was younger, and we had a conservatory, and I loved it so, so, so much. It was just so lovely. I realized recently that I haven't been going in the sun as much, and I'm so pale. Like, we went, because it's summer right now in New Zealand, and I was in the sun with my friends, and I literally looked at my arms, like the underside of my arms, and I genuinely, like, I'm not even kidding when I say this, I was reflecting the sun. Like, my skin is so light and pale and porcelain, as my mum says it, that I was reflecting the sun. Like, it was bouncing back off me into my eyes. I kind of blinded myself a little bit with that one. Okay, so here I wanted to make I love these archways we had. I didn't want to really close off the dining room and kitchen. I wanted to make it more flowing, so I think I ended up putting an archway in there because I love archways. I love open plan buildings, and I used to make just builds with just one room and then just stick kitchen, dining room, lounge in that one room. And I've been trying to branch out by like sectioning things off more because I'm not very good at that. I'm not good at sectioning off parts of a house. Like, I watch so many speed builds, and I'm always like, how do you know how to make it look so good? Like, I really want to make an apartment-ish kind of building. Like, I love making bachelor pads, like, kind of thing. Like, 1 bedroom with just one room with the bedroom, dining room, and kitchen. Because that's where I lived in when I lived overseas. And so I think they're really interesting. And I was walking along this really expensive area. Oh, look, more windows. Around this really expensive area in the city that I live in. And I saw this apartment building that was just 3 apartments just stacked on top of each other. And the entire front-facing wall was just windows, and I loved that because it looked over the sea. So you need that. You need to optimize that view with a bunch of windows. Like, I think it's just my ideal house to have an amazing view where I can't not have floor to ceiling windows, People can't ask me like, whoa, there's a lot of windows, because I'll be like, yeah, obviously. Justify my apparent obsession with the floor to ceiling windows. So yeah, I just put a piano in this section as well because I really like the look of that, and I really liked the thought of like everyone just chilling out and then just like someone playing a piano in the corner. Even though like this is kind of a house that I would love to live in. It's very clean looking, but I tried to make it look a little bit rugged around the edges with the plaster on the walls. And like, would you believe I only recently found out you could scale up items? I know I've been playing The Sims since I was like 9 or 10 years old, so for over 10 years, and I only just learned that you can scale up items. And it's been amazing. Like, you can scale up items, or you can move them around to like free move. What's the word for it? I don't know. But yeah, I have really enjoyed the fact that I got that one, figured that one out. And I think I really liked this room. I was really, really pleased with this room because of how I have been trying to move away from just minimalist style, but I really like this room and I don't care what you say about it. And I figured out you could change who was on that poster in the back with all the different textures it has. And I think I put 3 of them along that wall, 3 different textures of it. I haven't figured out how to do free moving on a counter yet. I don't know how to move them up and down. I do work on a laptop, so I don't have like a desktop or anything. I think I made this build genuinely using a trackpad, which obviously is not the ideal. But, I was sitting in bed, like I said before, I had a bit of anxiety, and so this was me trying to calm down. And I think as the builds came together more, I started calming down a bit more, which was good because, that was the point of me making this thing. And I didn't think I would, at the beginning, I didn't think I would stress myself out more by making it, but I did until it started coming together and I was like, okay, calm down. So yeah, I really liked this room a lot. I actually like most of the rooms a lot, especially the conservatory, because I can just imagine sitting in there and reading a book and how lovely it'd be to be in there. I've been talking for almost 20 minutes now, and I used to think it was pretty easy to make a speed build video, but having to constantly think of things to say, God, it's difficult. Notice that I'm trying to slow down my speaking. Either you saw that I changed the posters on the walls. I thought it was really cool because I really wanted somebody who's really into music to move into this house. And I actually have been playing with a family, a girl, and she's just reached the end, the highest level of her music career. I don't have Get Famous yet because I am a poor student. Honestly, I'm just a poor student, and so I can't afford it just yet. But I did recently get I can't remember what it's called, the fancy stuff pack. I think it was stuff pack. Yeah, the stuff pack. And the laundry day pack, because I actually really, really liked, because it adds a level of reality or believability kind of into the game. Just having a laundry room, I think is really cute. Even though when I saw the trailer, I was like, are you kidding me? Give us Sims University. Where is our Sims University? And I was like, laundry? Really? But I really liked it. I do enjoy it. And I also recently I know I'm really behind, but I recently got Seasons, which has added a whole new layer into the game. And I know that I'm speaking like I'm so behind, but buying Sims expansion packs isn't exactly a first priority when I need to buy food. But yeah. Oh yeah, then this is a point where I realized how small this lounge was going to be. And so I tried to like make it just like a little living area, like maybe sitting down and entertaining guests in this area wouldn't be the sim who moves in here's biggest priority. Like I think I managed to get enough stuff in here for it to be fine. I don't have a TV in here because I don't own a TV myself, and I don't really put TVs in Sims builds often. I think I usually forget that they exist. Like I do remember growing up with a TV, and like one of my favorite things to do on the weekend was to get up and eat cereal and listen to watch cartoons on the TV. So I would always do that on Saturday mornings, and I really enjoyed it. Like little things like that, or getting up in the morning and watching the news. I used to always do before high school. Oh yeah, there I was just trying to figure out what kind of rug would look good, because you'll see in this house I once again fall into this trap of not using colour, although I tried to use little bits of like muted blues in that lounge area. Like I used different coloured seating. Oh yeah, here we go to the conservatory. Yeah, I really wanted to have like a whole bookcase in there and lots of light and lots of plants, because I like love plants. I used to be obsessed with house plants when I lived at home, but then when I moved into a flat, we don't really get enough light to really like justify me keeping my plants, so I had to keep them here. And they're actually, because I have a fern that I had in my room in a corner that didn't get much light, so it was really good, because ferns don't need a lot of light, they need lots of like moisture. It's right next to me actually. Yeah, indoor situations and semi-shaded outdoor gardens, keeping moist. So yeah, but then when I moved out of my dad's house and I said, can you please take care of my plants, they just put them all on the windowsill. But like the thing is, plants don't all need constant sun, and so I came back home and I see that my plants are essentially burnt to a crisp, which is annoying. Like I had spent so much time like taking care of these plants, but then now they're just burnt to a crisp because, you know, they don't all need sun. Oh, this is the point where I was like, oh crap, what do I do with that hallway? I think I ended up putting like pet stuff there, because like one of my goals in life is to have a dog, and so I usually incorporate pet stuff into every build that I do, just because I want a dog so badly. I used to actually volunteer at the shelter, like the SPCA, which I really, really enjoy. I volunteered with the puppies, and so you go in the morning and they were always so happy to see you, and then they'd eat and they'd fall asleep because they're just eaten. So I really, really enjoyed that. I really, really want a dog. So I always put dog stuff, especially dog stuff, into the houses I do. Even just like a feeding bowl, I like to put it in there. You know, I might like making things like kind of homely, and if I'm making like a really crisp looking modern house, then they won't. I don't think. I ended up really liking this bathroom. I found that I often do that thing where you put that long mirror up on the wall and then put the lights against it, so it's like what's that thing, like those things that YouTubers use where they have like a ring light. So it's like a ring light kind of effect, but obviously not a ring light because it's not a ring. Wow, I have never seen something so redundant in my entire life, I don't think. Awesome. I think this is the part where I end up trying to tackle this entryway, because I think it's so cute. Like I always think about like when you're leaving the house, you want like a little sitting area to put your shoes on and stuff. I think it's really cute and make things homely, and I say cute a lot. I'm just realizing. And I love that little couch that is put there. I think I may have put like a stereo there as well. Also that little counter there. You can't really put much on those counters, can you? Which is weird, because those things would be perfect for like putting TVs on, but you can't do that. There isn't the space. It doesn't like lock in there. Or you can, like, I've seen people lift it up, like lift up a TV and put it on there, but often there's like a gap between the TV and the counter, which I think is weird. Also, I love those trays that came with the fancy bag. It's not a fancy bag. I'm gonna actually look it up. I'm gonna open my thing right now, and I'm gonna look up what it is. Origin, hello. Because I've used it a lot. Elegant browse games, my games, my game library. Let's see. I'm gonna see what it looks like and I'm gonna see what it's called and kick myself, essentially. Can I see all the... Oh, hold on. This is riveting content, me trying to figure out how to use Origin. No, come back. Like, surely, because you see all the games they have on Origin, but surely Sims is what rakes in the big bucks the most. I'd love to see what, you know, is the most profitable thing for them. Where is it? Vintage glamour stuff. That is what it's called. Fancy pick. God, Heather. Vintage glamour stuff. Now I can't even recall what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the tray. The little side table that's like on wheels. My dad has one of those. It looks like it. It's like very Art Deco. I love the Art Deco look. I think I always have. And so I love those trays. I use them a lot. Oh, here we go. We're tackling the bedroom now. Vintage glamour stuff. It's going to come right out. And this bed is really, really cute. I really do miss that creator style. Is that what it's called? Creator style? Where you could, in the creator sim and like in the building, you could make patterns for basically everything, every item. And they took it away. Which is really sad because I really enjoyed it, and it allowed for so much more customization within the game. Because now we have so many textures that just don't go together, which is frustrating. Because, you know, like it doesn't make it as seamless. Like, I've already talked about this before, but I really wish we had that still. But I think they were just trying to regain a bit more control of the game by not incorporating that, or maybe it was just so much space. I guess that would be a good reason if it was just so much memory and space to include that as well in it. I'd understand that. Yeah, I mean, like, Sims 4 has been a great game, but I really love Sims 3 a lot. Although Sims 4 added so many new things, and I do love it, there are a lot of things about Sims 3 that I really miss. Like being able to customize the textures, and like being able to walk around the entire town without having to like go travel to different areas. Yeah. But I think I only ever had Sunset Valley on Sims 3. We're about to cut over to the next clip. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there we go. Basically, I had been working on that for so long that I got bored and came back to it the next day or the next week. I don't know. Takes me a while. But yeah. Where was I talking about? So there was that one property on Sims 3 that was at the end around the bay, and if you know it, you know it. It was on like the edge. What is it called? No, it's not called a pinnacle. No. But yeah, it was this really, really fancy property. It wasn't up on the hill. There was one really, really big like mansion looking place that was up on the hill. But this one was like, it had the sea on either side of it, and it was my favorite house to make my Sims live in. So I really loved it, and I would always make, there was this one part of it that I would make this one family I had that I made the teenage girl like an amazing artist, and I filled the entire house with her paintings, which I really, really enjoyed. But yeah, here, like I said before, I would really try to incorporate a lot of nature into this build, because it's going to be centered around a tree. Even though it's not there right now, I swear it will be. And this is the part, I think I was trying to make it like more homely by adding like a lot more little details that didn't exactly match with the house. I'm doing quotation marks around the word match, but match with the house. Oh, that part is ugly. Oh yeah, I think on this build I actually managed to do a good roof because it wasn't too difficult. I did do another one where like it was a really big house, it's quite a boxy, and I ended up doing 3 strips of roof, and it was so gross that I ended up I think I filmed the entire thing, and then the last bit of it I'm just like, I think I just gave up, and I was like, oh gross, this thing is so disgusting, because like roofs are so difficult to me, and I don't get how people manage to do them so well. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that painting above the bed. It fit really, really well. I loved the look of it. I end up putting a lot of those rugs that are really like fluffy, because I would love to be able to step out of my bed in the morning onto this fluffy, fluffy rug. It'd be so, so nice. I think I put a TV. If I didn't keep it in here, I definitely put one in here to begin with, because I feel like she'll be more of a the person living in this place would be more of like a homebody. That's what I was thinking, and would spend a lot of time in their room and then go downstairs to like entertain people a bit more, because she has this walk-in wardrobe, an office, and an ensuite all upstairs. Doesn't really need to go downstairs much except to eat and go into the conservatory, which is one of my favourite parts of this whole house. Yeah, I really, because I don't know if you can tell, but my favourite colour is pink. And so I end up usually putting a lot of pink into these builds, because I just love the colour pink. If I had the chance, I would paint my entire bedroom pink, but like not like a bright pink, but like this kind of blush pink, very muted pink. I think it's just nice, and it makes you feel warm and cozy. I have heard that the colour blue makes you feel more awake, which is why, I mean, think about it. Facebook, that's blue. Twitter, that logo is blue. Tumblr is blue. The entire dashboard, the back of the dashboard is blue. So they're obviously trying to keep you awake, so you use the site more. But I love that blue. I think it's quite cozy, the cozy feeling. And I change of subject. I always get stuck on just using marble and just white and bathrooms. I don't know, because it's just clean. I like it to be clean. Is it possible to have an actual like relationship with that toilet? You can see my ADHD is coming up, because I go on tangents this time about a toilet, because I've had my Sims talk to it a lot, but I've never actually delved into if you can have like a friendship with the toilet. It kind of freaks me out though. Like, I wonder if they've included a part of it that you can like, you know, like it'll be a sinister toilet. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Oh yeah, and I loved this office as well, because I made the desk facing the door, and so somebody could come in and like talk to you. Although it's like through her bedroom, but you know what? I could just put another door on the side rather than into the bedroom, so that visitors would be able to come in. And I made the entire thing like very black and white, very minimalist, and I really like it, because for the rest of the house I've tried to move away from like black and white stuff, but this one I was like, nah, I can just do black and white, because it's very serious and very businessy, and I love including plants, as you can tell, in every section of this house, especially in a black and white room, and that splash of green in it I really love. Yeah. Oh, it was really difficult to to like, it's been a lifesaver figuring out or like learning that you can actually free move things around rather than having to stay in their boxes. Like, I don't know how I didn't know that. For the over 10 years that I've been playing Sims, I didn't know that. I just didn't delve into it deep enough. I kind of just stuck to my own stuff and I wasn't really part of the community, essentially. And I didn't play Sims for ages because my old laptop couldn't take it. And this current one that I have can hardly take it. Like, as soon as I turn it on, the fan just is whirring as hard as it can. And it's like, and I'm just playing like, just ignoring the fact that my laptop is wanting to kill itself. It's struggling so much. Because I just had this Lenovo Yoga one, which is one of those ones that you can fold in half and then turn it into a tablet. Like, it's not meant for high processor stuff and tasks. It's just meant for like to be like a little study thing. I got it because I really wanted a laptop that I could take everywhere, and it's great. I love it so much. But if I did get a new computer, I'd get a desktop and then have this one for my study, like university stuff. I do miss having like a hefty desktop computer, and I really want to be able to like build my own computer because it seems really cool. And I say really a lot. I apologize. I feel like listening to myself talk on these videos is going to be an eye-opener for me. Like, I've actually been listening along the first few bits just to check that the audio is working. I'm recording on my iPhone, which is why it'll be awful. But like, I'm not the kind of person who has a microphone just hanging around. But because I was listening to my voice at the beginning of it and just realizing how bad my lisp is. Like, because I have a little bit of one, and I tend to have a bit of a stutter sometimes as well. And so it's going to be pretty eye-opening to see how I talk and how easy it is for my voice to run out, my voice to just disappear. Because I can feel it going already. I'm not used to talking so much. I'm usually quite a quiet person. I've never really liked my voice. I've got quite a deep voice for a girl, which I used to be really embarrassed about, but recently I've been trying to take it in my stride, like more dominating. Like, I'm already so tall. I don't think I need to be any more dominating. But yeah, this is the part where I wanted to have a few like gardening pots outside, because once again, incorporating more nature, and here I am finally putting that tree in after all that. And trying to figure out, like, as I absolutely upsized it. And I definitely copied the tree from next door because I think it looked really cool. So I put a tree in the back and I put the tree in the front and the center of it, and tried to make it be surrounded by more plants and try to add some more textures and stuff. But I hate making the entire plot a different grass texture, because then you can see the harsh lines of it at the edge unless you put a fence on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're almost at the end here, and you can also see that I play the game in Windows mode because I was using a different, like a screen recorder rather than just the game recorder, which I'm doing now. But yeah, so I've really liked doing this build, because at one point I stopped being so anxious and I ended up actually enjoying it. But yeah, I think it's really pretty, but also like kind of weird looking. But yeah, I do quite like it. It's not very conventional. But anyway, here we are going into the screenshots of the house, and hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave me a comment saying what I can do more of, and yeah, hopefully I'll have more videos up for you soon. Bye.